Headlines of VTV News. Booming coffee export orders herald a promising 2024. Policies measures sought to boost Vietnam film industry. And later on in our world news, Cambodia's ruling party wins landslide victory in Senate election.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to VTV News, coming to you live from Hanoi. You're with me, Lina Fatman. Here's the top news of the hour. Following the Tết holiday, numerous coffee businesses have lined up export orders, anticipating a prosperous business year in 2024. In Danang Province particularly, these businesses have observed a record in export volume, exceeding 10,000 tons of coffee.
This business exported over 10,000 tons of coffee immediately following the Tết holiday. This sets a record for the company.
We exported a record amount of 18,000 tons in January. Even though the holidays took over 10 days this month, we managed to export 14,000 tons, which is also a record. This March, we will export 18,000 tons.
Businesses need to promote exports for a swift capital recovery and to reduce excessive financial losses. However, despite reaching record-high coffee prices, some farmers are storing their coffee beans, hoping for even higher prices.
I believe coffee prices will continue to rise, so we're storing our beans for better prices.
Farmers are hoarding about 35 to 40% of the remaining harvest. This year, they earned a good income from durian and are now waiting for higher prices of 3.6 or even $4 per kilogram.
The accumulation of coffee beans suggests promising opportunities for coffee export turnover to increase in the future.
According to the Vietnam Association of Seafood Exporters and Producers, or VASEP, shrimp exports from Vietnam are expected to see a modest increase of 10 to 15% this year compared to last year. Data from the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development revealed that the total area of freshwater shrimp farms nationwide was 737,000 hectares last year, matching the figure for 2022. The shrimp output in 2023 was 1.12 metric tons, an increase of 5.5% from the previous year. It's predicted that the uncertainties of 2023 may continue this year, potentially leading to slow growth in the sector. However, the projected increase of 10 to 15% in shrimp export growth could be a positive sign for the sector, given that the economies of some shrimp importing countries are steadily recovering. Some households in Ho Chi Minh City have begun to dismantle their homes within the project's boundary for expanding Hoàng Hoa Thám Street to connect to the T3 terminal of Tân Sơn Nhất Airport. The urgent dismantling activity took place on the morning of February the 23rd. Over 220 households in Ward 12 and 13, Tân Bình District, are affected by the road expansion project, but most have agreed on the compensation level thanks to clear road planning conducted decades ago. The dismantling process has faced new difficulties. Local leaders aim to encourage households to hand over the site by the end of February. They plan to complete the handover by mid-March, enabling the project to be finished by April the 30th. The recruitment demand in Lan Province has surged due to the rapid development of transportation infrastructure. The creation of new routes has encouraged investors to favor areas around Ho Chi Minh City rather than the crowded city center where costs are rising. This change has led to more factories being established, generating job opportunities for locals. The improved road network has significantly cut travel times and distances, leading businesses to reconsider their investment plans. This has greatly benefited many people's lives.
After his training in Japan, this man decided to return to Lan Province. The improvement of transportation in the rural area of Gansu district this year has resulted in new factories and job opportunities in his hometown.
I was worried about finding employment, but I was pleasantly surprised to discover that Long An's rapid development has led to a flourishing job market.
The construction of a bridge linking Gansuok town to Long Hope Industrial Park greatly affects the transportation and labor resources.
The Long Hope Industrial Park, which houses 200 businesses, has generated jobs for 25,000 local workers. Thanks to its robust transportation infrastructure, the park has become more attractive to investors.
In recent times, the province has prioritized the expansion of provincial route 830, which connects Đức Hòa, Cần Đước, and Cần Duộc, providing easy access to Long An International Port.
By July 2023, the new North-South Expressway through Bình Thuận Province has reduced the travel time to Ho Chi Minh City to under 2 hours. This shows how enhanced transportation infrastructures promotes investment and attracts human resources, particularly in remote areas.
Officials from the Department of Labor, Work, Invalids and Social Affairs are collaborating with the recruitment departments of businesses to set up free job placement consultation desks at train and bus stations in Ho Chi Minh City. These activities are taking place at Saigon Station, Western, New Eastern and An Sương bus stations from now until the end of February. Direct and online job matching sessions are being held continuously to balance labor supply and demand. Currently, Ho Chi Minh City has more than 19,000 job openings available for workers at the date. Most of these jobs are in the textiles, footwear, trade and service sectors. Under the Vietnamese law, online businesses with tax areas face exit restriction if their annual revenue exceeds 100 million Vietnamese dongs or $4,300 US. They are required to pay value-added tax and personal income tax. Managing tax payments from online businesses can be complex. Thus, improving tax collection from online transactions is a focused solution to prevent tax loss. And before we move to the next part of VTV News, let's check out how the Vietnam dong is weighed against other currencies in the world market today. Coming up next, policies and measures sought to boost Vietnam's film industry. And Plum blossoms blanket Bắc Hà Plateau in white. On February the 26th, around 11,400 young individuals from 3 provinces and cities in the Central Region, Military Region 4, commenced their journey to fulfill their military and police service obligations. In Hà Tĩnh Province, over 1,500 young people registered. Nghệ An Province recorded more than 3,400 citizens enlisting in the army. Notably, the number of citizens with university, college, and intermediate degrees increased by 0.4% compared to the previous year. The proportion of citizens volunteering for military service also increased, accounting for 25.7% of the total. In Thanh Hóa Province, over 3,600 young people have enlisted in the army, and more than 440 young people have enlisted in the police. Quảng Bình Province welcomed 953 new recruits, including 66 of ethnic background. In Quảng Trị Province, over 1,300 young people registered and more than 300 citizens registered for the People's Police, including one female. And in Thừa Thiên Huế Province, 1,553 young people registered. On Sunday, tens of thousands of young people from 30 provinces and cities across the country began their journey to fulfill their military and police service obligations. The remaining provinces and cities will gradually recruit young people over the next 2 days, aiming to complete the first recruitment ceremony of this year by the third day of the following week.
Recruitment points were crowded early in the morning. New recruits were equipped with green backpacks, containing only essentials. Family members also filled the area, watching the youth as they donned uniforms, ready to embark on a new journey.
My grandchild is wearing a military uniform, ready to carry out military service. I'm very proud to see them so grown up.
Following the traditional ritual of lighting the flame and beating the drum to mark the ceremony's opening, the new recruits entered the Gate of Glory. This act celebrated their commitment to embark on a significant journey and confront future challenges. Whether they had just turned 18 or recently graduated from universities and colleges, all of them had enlisted voluntarily.
I'm turning 18 this year, the age to do military service. This is a milestone in my life. I take pride in being a part of the Vietnamese People's Army.
I'm proud to contribute to the cause of national security. It is the pride of our young generation.
New recruits will undergo 2 years of military and police training. The receiving units have already started training new soldiers. After training, the soldiers will be assigned to various units within the Ministry of National Defense and the Ministry of Public Security to execute their duties. After 2 years, recruits who have undergone sufficient training may choose to become professional soldiers or police officers.
There will be conditions and environments for recruits to improve awareness, foster patriotism, and recognize their responsibility to build the country and protect fellow citizens.
As the moment of departure arrived, many tears were shed. However, today's recruits carry more than just their gear. They carry their family's trust, love, and pride, continuing the tradition of their ancestors. The motherland calls upon its youth to embark on this journey, to train, and to contribute to the country's protection.
Providing education for children is crucial for households to confidently build and protect frontier islands. However, on some smaller islands with fewer residents, there are no formal schools yet. To enable the children on these islands to attend school, border guard officers and soldiers have set up personally taught classes.
For almost 15 years, this location has served as a literacy center for children on Hon Chui Island. This unique classroom accommodates students from grades 1 to 7, utilizing up to 3 boards. Locals can enroll their 4-year-old children to help familiarize them with letters and provide childcare. Senior Lieutenant Chen Bing-Phuc took charge of the classroom when he started working on Hon Chui Island in 2019.
I'm very happy. He has imparted a lot of knowledge to me.
The teacher is very careful. I hope to gain a lot of knowledge from him.
Initially, the class only had a few students due to a lack of facilities. The local people were not aware of the importance of learning. Phuc had to visit households to encourage students to attend school.
There were times when difficulties seemed insurmountable, but thanks to the encouragement of students and local people, we overcame all the difficulties and remained steadfast until today.
He loves children and helps every school-aged child there acquire literacy.
At present, all school-age children are enrolled in school. The classes being run on the island have universalized primary education and have also helped in strengthening the sentiments of soldiers and civilians on the front lines. For its contributions, the school has been awarded the title of Humanity Address by the UNESCO Center for Humane Sciences and Community.
The premiere of Dao Phở and Piano, produced by feature film company One, created an unexpected frenzy on the first day of the Lunar New Year. Its uniqueness as a state-commissioned film that has sparked public interest significantly contributes to its popularity. Additionally, there is a substantial focus on innovating promotion and distribution strategies for films funded by the state budget.
Even with the increase in daily shows from 3 to 25, patrons still face long wait times and ticket uncertainty at the National Cinema Center. Meanwhile, private theaters sell out quickly. Notably, the films Dao Phở and Piano have attracted a large audience.
I rarely cry during movies, but this one brought tears to my eyes, and my girlfriend cried throughout.
The film's impact was primarily due to shares on social media. Even though its production cost was around $800,000, no extra expenses were incurred for promotion or distributions. The leader of the cinema department mentioned the absence of a legal framework for sharing revenue with theaters for state-owned films. Beta Media, a theater that screened the movie, has voluntarily committed to returning all revenue to the budget.
There are various expenses involved, including machinery, electricity, water, and staffing, which cinemas don't have to bear when screening films for non-profit purposes.
I disagree with the notion that the government lacks funds and solely depends on private support for non-profit development. The government is committed to fostering a resilient and sustainable film industry, and the optimal strategy involves establishing a public-private coordination mechanism.
The current buzz around the film encourages us to explore innovative distributions and promotion strategies within budget constraints. The goal is to make the success of a state-funded film predictable and sustainable, thereby avoiding unforeseen outcomes in the future.
The 2024 Berlin Film Festival in Germany has announced its results. The film Coolie Never Cries, directed by Phạm Ngọc Lân and co-produced by Nghiêm Quỳnh Trang and Trần Thị Bích Ngọc, surpassed 15 competitors to win the first feature award. The story revolves around Mrs. Nguyen, played by artist Minh Châu, who returns to Vietnam from Europe with her deceased German husband's ashes, and Loris, the last animal her late husband raised. Loris Never Cries, or Coolie Never Cries, examines family and social relationships between Eastern and Western cultures, using the Loris as the connecting thread. With this victory, the film earned a prize worth 50,000 euros, approximately 1.3 billion Vietnamese dongs. Vietnam's tourism experienced a significant increase during the recent Tết holiday, marked by a considerable rise in international visitors across various regions. Da Nang emerged as the most popular destination, attracting nearly 130,000 international tourists. The captivating scenery, delicious cuisine, and the locals' warm hospitality enhanced Da Nang's allure, attracting international visitors and reinforcing its status as a favored destination.
Bustling from dusk till dawn, this street has welcomed over 40,000 visitors in the first 2 months, with 80% being international guests. It offers opportunities to enjoy traditional delicacies, participate in community art performances, and partake in street dances. Additionally, activities at the beach further increase the allure of this lively street.
I think the people are very nice, they're very helpful when we're trying to look for something. Even if we don't speak the same language, we understand each other. It's very nice.
Collaborative efforts with the management board of Da Nang beaches are underway to enrich the variety of tourism activities available at this street.
In early 2024, Da Nang City established itself as a leading destination in the country, attracting 402,000 tourists. The city notably experienced a significant influx of international visitors, totaling 177,000 arrivals.
The city intensified its tourism promotion and media outreach efforts to elevate Da Nang's image. We dispatched numerous promotional delegations to countries with promising visitor markets, which resulted in the initiation of new international flight routes. Additionally, Da Nang offers a variety of events to entice visitors.
Da Nang is on course to meet its objective of welcoming 2.5 million international visitors. This will substantially contribute to Vietnam's overarching tourism goal of accommodating 18 million international visitors in 2024.
Booking.com, a digital travel platform connecting travelers with various services, recently released its top 10 friendliest destinations in Vietnam. The top 3 include Hội An, Phong Nha, and Ninh Bình. Other destinations on the list are Cao Bằng, Phú Quốc, Hà Giang, Hạ Long, Đà Lạt, Tuy Hòa, and Nha Trang. According to Booking.com, this year's list is diverse, featuring accommodations in locations ranging from beautiful beaches to peaceful mountains, allowing a thorough assessment of the hospitality of these destinations. These days, Da Van's plum flowers blanket hundreds of hectares in Bắc Hà District, Lào Cai Province, with their pure white blossoms. The flowers bloom across the mountainside, indicating a promising plum season. Furthermore, the recent start of the Da Van Plum Blossom Festival highlights the plateau's captivating beauty during this blooming season.
During the blossom season, Triệu Thị Mei's Plum Garden always stands out as a popular destination for tourists to visit and take photos. For this festival, Mei has decorated the garden and introduced new ideas to attract visitors.
This is the QR code. It provides a convenient way for visitors to give us small fees, instead of having to go back to my house uphill. The party committee and the Commune People's Committee have directed my school to organize the Plum Festival. My students and I are very excited. We have prepared a booth with specialties from our region.
Da Van 2 commune has over 1 hectare of Da Van plums. Recently, Da Van plum products were awarded a 3-star OCOP rating at the provincial level. This recognition has brought new opportunities for sustainable development of the growing areas in conjunction with tourism.
Over 3 years of implementation, we have persuaded households to renovate and maintain their plum gardens to transform them into attractions. They have also planted trees on both sides of the road to enhance the landscape.
The cultivation of specialized orchids, especially Da Van plum trees, has resulted in high economic efficiency and significant contributions to sustainable poverty reduction in the region.
Coming up next in our world news, Cambodia's ruling party wins landslide victory in Senate election. And Ukraine tripled weapons production in 2023. The Cambodian People's Party, CPP, achieved a substantial victory in the country's 5th Senate election held on Sunday. 4 political parties participated in the election. The CPP garnered over 10,000 votes. The Khmer Will Party earned nearly 1,400 votes. The Nation Power Party received 234 votes, and the Royalist Phun Sinpec Party obtained 19 votes. Preliminary results from Cambodia's National Election Committee indicate that the CPP won 55 seats and the Khmer Will Party secured 3 seats, while the Nation Power Party and the Phun Sinpec Party did not gain any seats. The 5th Senate of Cambodia comprises 62 seats. 2 are appointed by the king and 2 are elected by the National Assembly. The remaining 58 senators are elected through the votes of National Assembly members and incumbent commune and ward council members. Ukraine tripled its weapons production last year, with 500 companies now operating within the country's defense sector. This information was announced by Kyiv's Strategic Industries Minister on Sunday. Notably, 100 state and 400 private companies were involved in this effort. Moreover, Ukraine plans to significantly increase its ammunition production this year. Ukraine has been voicing for months that 50% of Western aid is arriving too slowly. This delay has real consequences as the Russia-Ukraine conflict enters its third year. In the meantime, Russia's defense budget saw an increase of more than 60% in 2024. The country's total military spending now represents 1/3 of the national budget and is projected to reach approximately 7.5% of GDP. Last week, Russia also displayed its military equipment in a public exhibition. South Korea has announced plans to tighten export controls on Russia and Belarus for items that could potentially be used for military purposes. This news was disclosed by the country's Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy on Monday. This follows South Korea's addition of 682 items with actual or potential military use to a list of items banned from shipping to Russia and Belarus last week. The ministry plans to particularly monitor exports of common high-priority items, which include chips that can be used in drones in coordination with partner nations. South Korea is also committed to informing exporters about the updated list of controlled products to prevent unauthorized exports due to a lack of awareness. Hong Kong of China introduced its first ever hydrogen bus on Sunday. Initially, the double-decker vehicle will operate 6 to 8 trips daily for a month. After that, it will extend its service to 2 more routes. This development is a significant stride towards Hong Kong's goal of achieving zero-emission transportation.
The hydrogen-powered double-decker city bus commenced public service on Sunday at 11 a.m. Due to legal restrictions on hydrogen buses traveling through tunnels, the double-decker will initially operate solely in Kowloon, despite some expressing safety concerns about the vehicle's use of a new energy source.
I think safety is very important issue when we consider to bring in the hydrogen bus in Hong Kong. And actually, the bus itself has been examined by the Hong Kong Transport Department, and it actually passed all the examination and got the license to run on the Hong Kong road. And also, we have provide a lot of training to our bus captain, so they know how to handle any emergency cases.
Citybus emphasized that the bus has passed numerous tests and is considered safe. This is the city's first licensed hydrogen-powered bus. Citybus states that the primary benefits of new bus are its time and cost efficiency. An electric bus has a range of 200 kilometers after a 3-hour charge, while the hydrogen bus can travel 400 kilometers after only 10 to 15 minutes of refueling. Citybus also plans to construct a new hydrogen refueling station later this year, capable of refueling 10 to 12 buses per day. The company aims to replace its entire fleet of diesel buses with zero-emission ones by 2045.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast. And that's it for this edition of VTV News. Thank you very much for watching. To rewatch our program, you can download VTVgo from App Store or Google Play, or tune in our YouTube channel at youtube.com/VTV4Go. Goodbye for now.